I guess this is all of us tonight, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Call to order the council meeting of the Brookings City Council for Monday, August 10th at 5:30 p.m. Will you please rise for the pledge if you're able? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty. Sorry, how could I mess that up? One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you call the roll?
Councilor Malmberg.
Here.
Councilor Gelada. Councilor Martin. Councilor Bond.
Here.
Mayor Prada.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We'll move on to oral requests and communications from the audience. If any member of the audience wishes to comment and hasn't yet done so, please turn in a comment card to our recorder, Brooklyn. And before we start, I have one card here, so we will read this public comment notification. This is the time for public comment if you have turned in the public comment form to the city recorder. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. This is not a time for discussion. Council is not able to provide immediate answer or response. The city manager may direct staff to follow up with you regarding your comment or questions if provided with contact information on the form. Before you make your comment, please state your name and your address for the record. So the card that I have here is for Justin Boyles in regard to support for our state parks.
Hello, thank you for the time. As you said, my name is Justin Boyles. I do not live here in Brookings. I live in Portland, Oregon, 6512 South Nicollet Avenue, 97206. I appreciate just having the opportunity to go all around the state and connect with folks, local elected officials, small business owners, park visitors, everyday Oregonians that continue to underscore an overall love for our state parks. We believe that it's one of the things that makes our state such an amazing place to call home. More than 250 properties all across the state, covering more than 113,000 acres. They are critical parts of every rural community that has parks close to it. They really form a symbiotic relationship, which is why it's so important for us to build support from the ground up in the communities that are closest to our state parks, which is exactly why I'm here today. These places not only provide critical habitat for wildlife, but they also provide recreational opportunities for every level of outdoor enthusiasts. No matter how you like to get outside, our state parks are there for you. Unfortunately, they're struggling financially right now. They're facing more than $345 million in deferred maintenance costs. People in the parks are definitely noticing trails and campgrounds that are wearing down, facilities that need to be maintained and updated, often not enough staff to keep our parks clean and safe. And so we are calling on folks all across the state to make sure and raise their voices to let our state officials know how important our states are to your communities. It's exactly why I'm here tonight. I would love to have the chance. I'm here all week. We're doing an event on Saturday out at Loeb State Park at 10 o'clock. I would love to know if any of you would be interested in joining us on that walk to celebrate our state parks and hear directly from some of the staff that know those parks inside and out. But in addition to that, I would love to know if any of you have 5, 10, 15 minutes to talk to me a little bit more about how you can get more involved and help support our state parks and raise their priority for our state leaders. So that's all I have. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. If we have no other responses, then we will move on to item letter E, consent calendar. Are there any comments or questions, changes to the minutes? Do you have a motion?
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Call the question?
Counselor Bond.
Aye.
Counselor Mulder.
Yes.
Mayor Pereira.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Moving on to item F1, Easy Street Water Line Replacement Project.
Thank you, Mayor Pareda, members of the council. The Easy Street Water Line Replacement Project is a high priority improvement identified in the city's water master plan. The project will replace aging and undersized water infrastructure along Easy Street between Mardon Court and Fern Avenue. The existing line includes older 6-inch cast iron and asbestos cement pipe that has experienced repeated leaks and is inadequate for current operational and fire flow needs. The project will replace approximately 2,950 lineal feet of existing water line with a new 12-inch PVC water main, replace fire hydrants, and upgrade water services with new touch read meter boxes. These improvements will create a looped section of the system, improved pressure and fire flow, reduced maintenance needs, and improved overall system reliability. The engineer's estimate for this project is $1,663,400, including construction, engineering, contingency, and administrative legal costs. The project is estimated to be complete within 3 years. So we broke down the engineers. So what we're asking for here is to approve a task order with our city engineer Dyer to prepare design plans and basically get everything ready for bid on this. And we did receive some congressional directed spending through USDA rural development in the amount of, I believe, $1 million. Yeah, $1 million. So what we're asking for is to try and get this project moving along, get it shovel ready for construction.
Do you have an idea about timeline for, how long it'll take them to get PS&E together and when it would go to construction?
It may say in the task order.
I must have skimmed over it.
Schedule. So it looks like final design completion February 27. And then bidding period, we have to, once we get to that point, we have to decide what part of the year we're going to bid it, when we're going to bid it. I believe we have 3 years to complete the project. So.
3 years from now when the...
Well, I don't know about now. I think it's 3 years once we've signed the agreement, which I'm not sure. I think we have for the $1 million.
Cool.
Councilor Bond, any comments or questions?
No.
I know this has been part of ongoing conversations and identification, and it's just the next step in getting things in order, and appreciated the task order details. So if there's nothing further, do we have a motion?
I'll move to authorize the city manager to proceed with the Dyer Partnership Task Order 111 for a not to exceed $126,700 to develop plans to provide bidding services for the Easy Street Water Line Replacement Project.
Second.
Call the question?
Counselor Bond.
Aye.
Counselor Mulder.
Yes.
Mayor Pereira.
Yes.
The motion carries.
And that will conclude item F. We'll move on to G, informational non-action items. Any comments or questions on those? Hearing none, we'll move on to H, remarks from mayor, councilors, and city manager. Would you like to begin?
Sure. I just wanted to kind of talk about some projects, kind of give some quick updates. I believe Tony said today they started installing the playground equipment at Bud Cross Park as part of the grant that we received. I think it was a $100,000 grant for all the things, which include paved pathways, a new picnic area, and some shade trees. We've also got some projects going on at the airport, which is extremely important to the pilots and the safety of those in and around there. And I just want to let everybody know, you see a lot of construction going on around town. You'll probably see quite a bit over the next couple of years, and just be patient with us. We have a lot of infrastructure needs, and we have finally got the funding to start working on some of these projects. Sometimes they go off without a hitch, and then sometimes, like right before our last council meetings, we have a little hiccup with a contractor with the boring and hitting one of our water lines. But our guys were really quick on getting to it very quickly. But that, with our improvements we're doing to our wastewater collection system, is pretty impressive for a town our size to have this many projects going on at the same time. And I'd like to give a quick update. Ron Schneerson and the Art Collaborative met about a week or two ago. We're starting to narrow it down on some choices for sculptures and stuff that will come to the council at some point, but we're very excited about that project. It's taken a year or so for that to do the call to artists, and I think it's going to be a great thing once we start seeing some of this beautiful public art going up and down Chetco and around our community. So, and that's all I have at this point.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just start by really, once again, just really appreciative of the city's efforts in continuing to pursue these grant funding opportunities. We've been able to get so much done over the past couple of years. We've really, gone after a lot more grants. With Wendy helping out and with everyone, going after some of these things that we otherwise would not have been able to afford. So a lot of improvements. It's really exciting to see those, and big shout out to the city for going after those. There's a lot of money and availability out there if we're willing to go after it. So I really appreciate that. Other than that, just looking forward to discussing more of the urban renewal priorities. We can talk about that at the next urban renewal meeting, but I'd like to see us maybe get focused on our priority list. I know that there was a recent call for priorities from everyone, so I'm interested to hear what those are, and looking forward to moving forward with something like that. So whatever it is, whatever everyone's priorities are. Just looking forward to some direction and looking forward to seeing some movement on that.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilor Bob?
Don't really have anything else to add. I'm still getting my feet wet and wrapping my head around all of this stuff. So
Quite understandable.
it's a little different than the planning commission, shall we say. But there's nothing really that's going on that's, shocking me or anything like that. This is all pretty normal stuff for me, so.
Okay. I want to thank Justin for being here tonight. Apologize that I hadn't yet got back to your email. I will definitely plan to be there at Loeb, and would be happy to schedule some time with you. I do think, especially for us in Brookings, with Harris Beach Park, that's an enormous asset to our community. It's a huge draw for tourism, and I think it's important that we support that. Maybe we as a city and a council might want to issue a letter of support for making parks that all of us enjoy a priority. One thing I appreciate as an Oregon resident is the foresight of forefathers to preserve some natural resources that everybody can enjoy, not just the people with the big dollars. And I have taken a lot of advantage of that. It's one of my favorite things about our beautiful state. I was just recently, this last week, at a mayor's conference, and I wanted to acknowledge that our neighboring city up the road, Reedsport mayor, received the Leadership Award for the Small Cities of Oregon. And I think that's quite an accomplishment, because of the 241 states, nearly all of those are small cities. Just under 200 are small cities. So I think being a recipient of that award speaks incredibly highly and of those mayors that receive that. And she's someone that I've had the opportunity to get to know and meet with at our regional meetings. So that feels very special, having it be so near home and someone that we have regular contact and conversations with. And also outcoming from that meeting was the LOC was kind of going over the priorities that have come in for the next legislative session, which will begin in 2027. And they've asked that councils maybe talk through those and identify what those priorities are. I don't have the list of what they've narrowed down so far, but I do think it's worthy of our time. The laws that legislators enact affect us immensely. So I think that would be worthy of a topic in the near future. And I'll work with you to nail down the deadlines and the dates that we would get that in order. And then lastly, I just want to apologize to the council and to the city manager and staff and to the public for just the lag of time in getting all those applications going for the TPAC, the Tourism Advisory Board. They have been scheduled. Those meetings and interviews have been scheduled. And prior to our next meeting, we should have everything in order to make those appointments and bring those to the board. So I just wanted to provide an update on that. I unfortunately had a lot of personal matters that just sucked up the time that I normally have to attend to city matters. So now that that's all concluded, I'm right back at it and look forward to getting that moving forward. So I guess that will conclude our city council meeting. And